welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing the Tusk digital radiator fan kit on the beta. So the ride we just did actually went really well. My thermostat delete held up nicely, and the one thing that's missing is the fan kicking on a little bit earlier. So according to the factory, according to the manual and conversations with beta, the stock fan on a beta 390 is programmed to turn on between 215 and 219 degrees Fahrenheit, and I really want to lower that number. I think, based off of the issues I've had, just keeping, and there's a wasp in here, get out of here, keeping the temperatures down, especially on that cylinder head, because that cylinder head did start deteriorating, which is why the bike was in the shop for 2 months. Just keeping that temperature down is probably a good thing. So yeah, let's get the tank off again and get this thing installed. And let's see. Actually, I might not need to get to the tank. So we're going to see if I can get that fan off without taking the tank off. I just had an idea. So rather than replacing the existing fan, have that as a backup, but I can actually install the other fan. I can have a 2-fan setup. So maybe I'll do that. That might work really well, actually. I went ahead and removed the bolt that holds the tank down, disconnected that fuel connector, this vent hose, and that's all I'm gonna do for now, just to get access to more electronics and give me some more space to work with. It comes with these things, which get fed through the radiator. Alright, what I'm gonna do is push this through on the top. I'm actually going to feed, kind of difficult to find a good spot. I'm actually going to feed it through everything, through the radiator guard as well. There's one. There's 2. Just know that if I ever have to do any major work, I might have to get new zip ties and replace those, which is not a big deal. Now, I'm supposed to take 2 of these and feed them over with the sticky side facing out. Sticky side facing out. Okay, and now I take the plastic locking nuts, now I can cut those extensions off. There we go. Pretty straightforward. So the kit comes with these springs, but the instructions say they're not used in this application, so we're good there. Okay, now I'm just routing the power cable down along the wiring harness. Is this already? Let's see if I can actually pop that into the existing wiring harness. But yeah, it comes with its own power, so that wires directly into the battery. And let's see, do I have a screwdriver that I can take that off with? run that wire in the wiring loom. Okay, there's that. Now we've got the very delicate Tusk controller right here. And this we will probably mount up against the side of the frame. Where will this fit? So we've got a good spot for the controller. I'm gonna mount it right up top here, underneath everything. So that's where it will live, right on top there. No interferences. Don't believe it gets in the way. I'll just move it all the way off to the side like that so that the wires don't interfere with anything there. This is where the controller gets plugged into. That can run up to this area. Install that for now. So now I got extra length there. Okay. And then the last piece of this equation would be the thermostat, which is in a special white box. You need to be very careful with it. Comes with some sticky tape, some zip ties, the actual sensor, got some thermal grease in a tiny little syringe, and we have additional connectors just in case something were to fail or get ripped out. Looks like we can replace some stuff, so put these in a plastic bag so you don't lose them. All right, so here is the temperature sensor, and that's going to get inserted into a chunk of the radiator. And we'll figure out where exactly to put this. So I got my little syringe of thermal grease. I'm gonna put it into the radiator housing, like so. Okay, that's in there. And I'm going to put something on that just to keep it from backing out. So that's the solution that I have right there. Yep, pretty dang good. Can't really see it on the other side. Plug in the connector to the temperature probe. And I'm going to start zip tying everything into spots where it won't get in the way. So should be pretty easy there. Cinching stuff down over here, cutting the excess. Alright, let's install the gas tank. At least get it in spot again, just so we know where we can and can't run wires. Okay. Alright, controller is mounted. The tank one more time and just zip tie everything into place. Okay. Now we can put on bike for the tank for the last time. We are now installed, and the last step is to wire it to the battery and fire it up. Time to reinstall the tank. So course, the seat. Got to install the seat. Cool. Alright. Back together. I set the thermostat to kick on at 185. We're currently at 172, 173, 168 on this one. So give that a second to catch up. Fan's running, 187.6. A little bit of a discrepancy on the readout, so I set it to 185 and versus 190. It'll run for a little bit and hopefully turn off. Alright, like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Peace.